Hello everyone, welcome back to another section. I hope you've done the practice very well. Well, for this part, I'm gonna tell you about translate. Translate is being used as move of other softwares, which in Dynamo it's called translate. As we know, practically in Dynamo, the nodes can be copied, like rotate node. Translate, which is like move, it can be copied as well. So it is working as move and can be copied as well. Alright, right click, search, translate. As you can see, it has a lot of models. One of its models, which is very useful and functional, is XYZ. That means displacement in the global direction and in direction of default axes. Okay, click on it. Let's check its ports. As you can see, these are active, but you just need to give it double, and its default value is 0. It means you should give the amount of displacement for that axis, and for geometry, whatever object you give it, it moves it for you. Okay, after that, I'm gonna add a circle here, put it here. Control B, let's get closer to it. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna alright, give it to this one. Since their default values are 0, nothing happens. Okay, I'm gonna add integer slider. Alright, click on it. And then I'm gonna give it to X. Okay, now you can see what it is like. I repeat that it doesn't move the circle which is at the center, as you can see. It has nothing to do with this circle. You shouldn't remove it, but you can turn off its preview, so it's like move now. But if you keep it turned on, practically you let it have a copy from it. Like other nodes, we can give different numbers to X. For example, we say here, okay, from 1 to 10, with the steps of 1, and then it makes 10 numbers for us, and I'm gonna give it to this. So we have something like this. Hence, like other nodes, whatever it needs, we can make some numbers by code block and give them to it. I can give it to Y as well, or to Z too. Okay. Let me show you how it's like now. Control B. Yes, it's like that. This translate is so useful because we don't need to give it direction again. For example, like vector z-axis, y-axis, x-axis, and like that. So that's it for translate in the global directions. But if we wanted to move it in a specific direction, in other words, if we wanted to translate it, what we are gonna do now? I'm sure you know the answer. We should use another translate node, not this one. To do that, right click, search translate, and then click on direction distance. Okay, put it here. I'm gonna give this circle as geometry to this. Okay. Okay, now for distance, I'm gonna give it this integer to distance. For its direction, if you add a z-axis here and give it to direction, it seems like you didn't do a good job. Because you could do this very faster and easier by this one, since it has XYZ direction itself. So we use this node if we want to give it a specific direction. And how did we make it? Great, by vector 2 points. We're gonna translate or move it in a specific direction. And so I add a point here. To do that, you need to right click, search point, as you may know. Okay, and copy from it, then paste it here, and I want to give it 5, for example. Okay, and here as well. And then I'm gonna add vector by 2 points, as I told you before. Alright, connect this to this one and this one. And after that, if I connect this to its direction, it would be like this. If I change its number, yes, you can see it's changing. It's moving on X and Y axes on the ground. I can give it to its Z too, or give it various numbers. So we can make a direction by vector 2 points, and then give its vector to this translate that we have here. But basically the process that you have made here, you can do it by this node, yes, since it has X, Y, Z direction. Let me show you how it works. If I here, for this geometry, I give this circle to it, and for its directions, I give them 5 for X, and Y, Z, yes, as well. Okay, for example, if I here give a number to it, for example, like 7, not 0, okay, I'm gonna give it to this and to this one, and its calculations may be hard. The node which will be more useful for you is this one that has X, Y, Z directions. But if sometime it would be necessary, you can use this node as well, which has direction. Okay, I'm gonna remove all of it. Yes, remove it. Then, okay, let's make a circle here again. After that, add a node which is translate. Okay, and this one. For its geometry, let's give circle to it, and for its directions, give 5 to X and Z as well. Now we are supposed to make a volume by these two circles. In other words, we should loft them. Since we have two shapes that we are gonna connect them to each other, we should use loft. But there is something here. Let me tell you about it. Okay, when you right click and search loft, it doesn't matter which one of these you choose, okay? It has only one port, one input. Which one of these am I supposed to connect? If I connect this one, it disconnects the other one. What did we do for the previous practices? For the previous practices, all the circles were in one node. How? Let me show you how. Okay, let me disconnect this one. All right. This is an important difference that you should pay attention to. Okay. Well, let me show you how it's like. When I give it to this one, as you can see, there are a lot of circles, but there are in only one node. And then if I give it to this one, yes, it would be like this. But for now, it's really different because, you know, one of the circles is here and the other one is here. That is, no matter how many circles there are, they are not in one node. And we loft them when they are in one list. Not like one of them is here and the other one is here. Alright, let's get to its solution. We have a node which is list create. You just need to right click search list create, okay? But please don't write create, because if you search create, you may mix up with this one. If you search only list, it's really better. Okay, what's it for exactly? It's for when there are objects which they are in various lists, it will take them. After that, it makes them only in one list. I click on this plus because we have two objects now. If I give it to this one and give it to this one, for example, it may have 50 circles in itself, and this one may have 100 circles in itself. Then after that, it will make a list which includes 150 numbers. Hence, list create's job is to mix various lists to make only one list for those nodes which have only one input. As you could see, when I connected list create to Loft, it made our object for us. To get acquainted more, let me give you more examples. Okay, I'm gonna remove all of it. Alright, let me show you the example that we are supposed to draw together. Okay, this one. See? Here we have three rectangles which they are not in one list because it gets small then big. The subjects that we have learned before were like it gets only big or only small. So we need to make the rectangles in one list, then give them to Loft. Alright, are you ready? Let's see to it. Okay. Here, right click, search rectangle. For its plane, XY is good. Plane XY. And for its width and length, 5 is good. Okay. Connected. You know what? Instead of making troubles for ourselves by defining a point right here and then a plane and a rectangle for it, we translate it. In other words, we move it. XYZ translation, okay. I'm gonna give it to geometry and give it a number, for example 20, and after that it moves it 20 on Z-axis. For example 15 units is good. Okay, Control B, let's have a better look. Okay, for middle one we have no choice, we have to define. We have a rectangle. Okay, let me disconnect all of it. Okay, let me think. Here, yes, oops, sorry, not here. Here the number of its Z is 0 and this one is 15. So the middle one will be 7.5 and I'm supposed to define a point and then give 7.5 to its Z and here a plane and define it in this height and rectangle. Okay, here for its size, let's think it's 5. Let me give it 2.5 for this one and here. Alright, let's review it. We made a rectangle on the ground with the default XY plane with number of 5, and then after that we made it move on Z-axis, as you can see here, and then we made it up 15 units. The middle of it would be 7.5 that we made a point for it. And naturally we gave the plane to this rectangle, as you can see, with number of 2.5. We have three rectangles that one of them is this one, as you can see, this one and this one. We should make all of them in one list and then deliver it to Loft. Alright, right click, list create, yes. Alright, we have three items. Okay, here it's connection order matters, like arc that we've done it like this. For the first item it can be yes, for the second one it is, and for the last one it is yes. Now all of them, if you see, are in one list. So now it's time to add Loft and okay, give it to Loft. And now what if I give it randomly, not in order? For example, I give it first, then this one and this one. You can guess that it goes like this. It goes inside. That's like I change this one with this one. Okay, and now give it to this one. All right, Control B, it's like a flower pot. that it returns and goes inside. So don't forget that order really matters. Now, since you learned how to move, how to translate, and you have learned how to rotate before, let's learn mirror as well. And after that, I think we're done with these orders of transaction. Alright, let's see to it, and after that we're supposed to have another practice. Alright, for example, assume that I add a point here. Okay, right click point. Alright, and add another one, and I'm gonna give a number to its x like 10 and its z as well, and make a line after that, line. Alright, give the start and the end of it. Now I'm gonna symmetrize this line in opposite of where exactly? In opposite of this point and this point. It would be like the upside down V and the V itself. According to our custom that we always do it, let's add mirror and check its input ports. For doing that, you should right click, search mirror. Okay, you should use this one, which is like it has two tiers, not the second one, because the second one has the different system. If we have time, we'll get to it later. Alright, for its geometry, I give it to this one, and for the next part it needs a plane. Now we notice the plane has various functions. So what if I give x and y to its mirror plane? Right click, search xy, plane xy, and give it to mirror plane, and it becomes something like this, as you can see. And what if I give it YZ plane? Alright, YZ plane, YZ, good. What if I give it to mirror plane? It would be like this. We know that these are the default planes that always there are on 0 point. For plane XZ, it has no effect because it becomes itself and it will be on itself as well. If you want it to be symmetrized in opposite of here, you need to make a plane that will be symmetrized in opposite of here. So here we should say, okay, plane, right? Its origin will be this point, and its direction will be y-axis. Okay, here. Oops, sorry. Excuse me. It will be x-axis. Yes. All right. Give it to this one and here, and I'm gonna copy from this. Yes. And then I want, okay, here, I want this object to be symmetrized in opposite of a YZ plane. Yes, YZ. Now there is a question here you should pay attention to. If I want to symmetrize both of these at the same time in this way, what should I do? You got the question? Alright, let me repeat it again. Do you see this upside down V? I want it to be here as well. That is, I want to symmetrize both of them at the same time. I need to give both of these to the geometry of our mirror. Alright, well, one of them is this one and the other one is this. Can I give them separately? No. What should I do now? Great. I should add list create now. Click on it. First of all, I make both of the lines in one list, yes, and then after that I give it to geometry. It's time to add YZ plane, YZ, and give it to mirror. Alright, so you got the function of list create. When we use it, that we're gonna gather some objects, then deliver it to a node. As many as you want, you can add item here. See? But you shouldn't have extra. It gives you a warning. And by minus, you can make it less, yes? So you're able to use this option. All right, practice this section very well. So after that, I'm gonna give you a very good practice for the next part. All right, until then, see you.